Welcome back, guys. Oh, let me give you a draft screen. There you go. Welcome back. We got Invictus Gaming versus Keen Gaming. Game 2 here for the semifinals of the StarLadder I-League Invitational Season 5 China Qualifier. Both of these two teams eliminated open qualifier teams to get here into the second round. And in fact, all of the open qualifier teams have been eliminated from the qualifier. I've only got 3 teams remaining. We got LGD waiting in the grand finals. We got IG and Keen Gaming here. And as we load into game 2, we're going to see Invictus Gaming at a 1-game lead. I think they kind of cruised through that first game. Some very nice play, I think, from Q on his Ancient Apparition. Keen Gaming, please God, don't pick the offlane Clockwork again this game. That's all that I ask. We got On the Night, Night Stalker, and Chen being banned out. Dark Willow, ET, and Sand King on the other side. Keen Gaming are going to grab the Tiny for themselves, not going for that Gyrocopter super early on, so at least taking that hero away from IG and out of the hands of Aggressive, since he has won all 3 of the last 3 games that he's played on that hero. So IG going to have to show us how they think you can deal with the Tiny. In terms of what else made it through, there's a Nature's Prophet, there's a Tusk, there's a Naga, there is a Death Prophet, but alright, IG just gonna go for that Tusk, and they will just go for the Gyrocopter. They're like, yep, we know you guys like the Gyro. We know that you would probably take it if we let you have it in that second pick spot, so Keen Gaming now instead. Do they need to grab their position 4 now? Could Invictus Gaming ban out a bunch more of the position 4 pool and make life tough for Keen? It could happen. I guess there's probably enough position 4 heroes left in the pool that you could kind of get away with it, even if a couple more do get banned, but would not be shocked at all to see them grab, like, the Earth Spirit here, maybe. What else is good? What else roams as well as the Tusk does? Yeah, Earth Spirit is pretty much what's left. So there you go. Get some Boulder Smash counter initiation against Snowballs in. Playing Earth Spirit against Tusk, I think, is just nice. Like, you got the snowball, you got the grip to prevent him snowball saving people. You've got ways to punish the Tusk pretty hard if he's diving towers in the early game, which does happen quite a bit now, with the mid lane tower position being the way that it is. You're often snowballing underneath the tower, and then if Earth Spirit just TPs in and rolls on top of whoever's tanking the tower, you're generally in pretty big trouble at that point. So I like the Earth Spirit pick here. Invictus Gaming instead will now probably ban... I don't know. Are there any offlaners that they can't really deal with Tusk Gyrocopter? Maybe you ban like Puck. We don't really have any way to lock that hero down. Could be decent in the offlane in the situation. Not sure what Keen's preference is when it comes to running the Tiny. If they're going to be putting him mid, if they're going to be thinking about putting him safe lane, if they're going to be running him offlane. They've got that flexibility there. I'm going to go and have a look at some of their recent drafts and see if we can't scope that out. Because some teams, even though the heroes are flexible, they tend to pick this stuff in the same way. So we'll see.
Invictus Gaming's turn to ban.
Alright, they got this game here again. So in this game, they played it off lane. And in this other game, they played it safe lane. Okay, so it looks like they do kind of move it around a little bit. Always nice to have that flexibility. They also picked it twice in a series against Echo Gaming 3 days ago. They lost both of those games. In one of them, Tiny was off lane, and in the other time he was safe lane. So yeah, they are very much willing, it looks like, to put the Tiny in a couple of different places. We do have an OD ban. Maybe Invictus Gaming are going to be the ones angling for the Death Prophet this time around. Brewmaster was a pretty annoying part of IG's lineup last game, so I like Keen banning it out here. I mean, we haven't really seen the Keen Gaming safe lane come together just yet, so not exactly clear how strong it's going to be against the Gyrocopter Tusk. Terrorblade's been reasonably popular in the current meta. Could be a decent hero. In this game, maybe more for Keen than for IG, but this ban is apparently giving IG some pause. They want to take a little bit of their reserve time here to think about what exactly the plan is. Sorry, excuse my squeaky chair.
Dire team ban.
Alright, they're just going to ban the Tidehunter again. Neither team has really gone too hard on the team fight just yet. There's still a Disruptor in the pool. There's still a Jakiro in the pool. So there's some pretty good team fighting supports left in terms of popularity with the current meta.
10 seconds remaining.
What other big team fight stuff is still there? Void was
5
banned in the
seconds
previous
remaining.
series. Could potentially see that here. Would be not too terrible for either side just yet. But yeah, we're probably going to see a couple of position 5 picks coming up. Offlane, in terms of popular offlaners, what do we got? We still got Underlord. What else would be good this game? I still think the Puck is... I think it's a good hero for Keen. I don't know if it's such a good hero for IG. I think playing Puck against Earth Spirit and Tiny is pretty miserable.
Invictus Gaming's
so, alright,
turn
just more
to pick.
offlane bans. Batrider going to be removed here. And for IG, what? Like just the Witch Doctor maybe? There's also a Bane. There's still the Ancient Apparition.
10 seconds
Lots of
remaining.
good 5 positions, in fact. They won't get their favorite, the Dark Willow.
5
Keen Gaming not
seconds
willing to
remaining.
let them have that one, but we'll see. I mean, this game, and you're running out of reserve time here. Both teams have been thinking about this a lot. All right, so we will get the Jakiro. In terms of hard lockdown, I would say that IG are now a little bit light. This is maybe where you start to see something like a Phantom Lancer creep in to the plans for
10
Keen
seconds
Gaming because they
remaining.
just don't really have those reliable disables. Like they got a
5
snowball and a
seconds
punch
remaining.
and a homing missile and an ice path, and all those things are decent, but they're not necessarily... I don't think they're good enough to deal with these ultra mobile
Invictus
heroes like a
Gaming's
Weaver or
turn to
PL or something. But Keen Gaming going to stick to their guns from the previous game. Do just end up grabbing the Death Prophet. The burst damage is also not insanely high from IG just yet. Or at the very least, this game, the Death Prophet should be able to dodge a lot of
10
stuff with her
seconds
Yule
remaining.
Scepter, which is going to be pretty handy. So that's
5
nice. Earth Spirit plus Death
seconds
Prophet, a very lethal combination on the mid lane as well. You get rolled on, you get kicked back into the Spirit Siphon. At that point, between the Spirit Siphon and the Orb of Venom slow, I think you're very much dead. So IG, how are they going to deal with that?
Dire
Yeah.
team pick.
IG are going to grab the Clockwork this game, and it is going to be an offlane Clockwork. Is it just going to be a series of people losing with offlane Clockwork? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Clockwork, all right against Death Prophet. If you get a fast Blade Mail, you can certainly be a nuisance
seconds
for the Death
remaining.
Prophet in fight. She's got quite a lot of uncontrollable damage with the Exorcism, so
5 seconds remaining.
that's okay. But again, I kind of worry about his laning stage and whatnot. Maybe the Jakiro or the Tusk will be down there helping him out initially, but I mean that's what we had in the previous game for Keen. They had the Clockwork Tusk dual off lane, and they just didn't really get that much done.
Invictus Gaming's turn to
Phantom Lancer.
And yeah, there you go. Keen Gaming with the PL pickup. Because Invictus Gaming just haven't picked stuns. I don't know. I'm starting to like Keen's draft a bit more than IG's. Maybe their mid-last pick will kind of round things
10
up. But I don't know what
seconds.
exactly that
Team
would be.
back.
Like, are they going to try and Huskar them? I think whatever they pick, it has to be ultra fast. They got to run over the lanes. They got to use the fact that they aren't very cooldown reliant to just kind of go. But Keen Gaming are no slouches when it comes to the early game fights either. Tiny holds his own in the
10
early to mid
seconds
game.
remaining.
Earth Spirit's the same. Death Prophet, also the same kind of situation. And
5
even Phantom
seconds
Lancer
remaining.
isn't that shabby when it comes to the early to mid game. So, So it does look like it's going to be offlane Tiny. Phantom Lancer probably heading to the safe lane. Death Prophet heading mid. Keen Gaming, a little bit unusual that they leave their position 5 until last pick, but I think at this point they can kind of grab whatever they want. Rubik is okay. Witch Doctor is okay.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Maybe they want something with a little bit more damage. Maybe the Witch Doctor. Could also run like a Visage if they're feeling greedy, but no, there you go. Just Rubik. Good old Rubik. So that's going to make Clockwork's game a little bit more difficult, harder to get in and do, I don't know. They can't kill this PL on the safe lane. Tusk Clockwork, there's just no way.
10 seconds remaining.
So what are they going to do?
5
Rubik and Earth
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
look pretty free to just kind of roam around and do whatever they want in Invictus Gaming. All right, it is.
You may now
It is a
select
pretty
your
fast, a
heroes.
fairly aggressive hero. They pick up the Dragon Knight. Decent matchup against the Death Prophet on mid, but not a winning matchup. All right against the Phantom Lancer. You got a little bit of splash. You got some lockdown. You got the Breathe Fire damage reduction, but I am definitely favoring the Keen Gaming lineup at this point in time. I just think this PL pick is so good. I don't know how Invictus Gaming are going to deal with it. For IG to win this game, I think some of their players need to massively overperform. Like, either the Tusk is going to have to go and win multiple lanes, or the Clockwork is going to have to snowball out of control, or the Gyrocopter is going to have to snowball out of control. But that's kind of the only way I see IG winning this one. Alright, so let's get to it. Hopefully we do not have another very long pause at the start of this game.
Well done, my beauties.
What an amazing thing.
Alright, so the position 4 is where do they spend their time mostly this game? Earth Spirit, I think he can quite easily... should be able to pressure mid a decent amount. I got a bunch of smokes moving around the place, people getting their early wards down. Dire Vision all over the mid lane. Get those roll-ins. It is going to actually be Dragonite on the safe lane and Gyrocopter heading mid, so...
30 seconds to battle.
I think the Gyro is quite a bit more vulnerable to these Earth Spirit ganks, but he does have much more kill potential with the Tusk rotations, so... high risk, high reward, I suppose. If they could dumpster the Death Prophet in lane, that would be a great way to get started this game, but that is going to come at the cost of Dark probably getting quite a bit more down at bottom. So we shall have to see. Boca coming in, wants to fight this. SRF does have the cogs ready to go. XXS also now here. MS getting trapped inside of the cog. They're isolating the Rubik. They just want to focus him down. They're even going to ignore the bounty rune to try and grab the first blood, and they will be able to get it. Yuna grabs that bounty. Should be able to go and roll over and grab the other one. So even though they get the first blood, IG going to be giving away a bunch of bounty runes, and 3-1 bounty split actually ends up favoring Keen Gaming overall. SRF tries to grab the creep wave, but he's a little bit too late. And looks like he's just going to have to deal with this lane the old-fashioned way. Even dragging this range creep means that it's going to push towards MS first. So looks like SRF is about to get zoned out a little bit. Though the PL did skill the Doppelganger at level 1, so that's not the best start for him. Courier taking a little bit of damage, but they're actually just baiting in XXS. They don't get the roll damage. They will still be able to plink him down a bit. Doesn't have a salve or anything just yet down bottom. Dark getting run at. The Dragon Tail at level 1. Q actually has his dual breath back up again. And aggressive. Ready with the Dragon Tail one more time. These right clicks are starting to add up, and it looks like it might actually be Dark getting brought down. Invictus Gaming, a super aggressive start for them. Yet another dual breath coming in. His salve is about to be cancelled. He's still doing damage with the tree grab. Aggressive getting blocked out. Dark, can he find a little spot to escape? Might just be able to run all the way through the trees here. Q does not have another dual breath, and Dark's actually been able to regen up a little bit. This lane is becoming a complete mess. It's pushing into the tower. Dark might even get that experience off the range creep, and he does. Forced to pop pretty much all of his regen. Works out. Yuna trying to roll in on mid once again, but missing this time. So, alright. Clockwork getting a couple of CS up top. Rubik not really the best at zoning him out. Baboka and now going to start doing some work over at mid. Going for this stack. Is he going to get it? Yes, he will. Setting up the Gyrocopter, or the Dragon Knight, in fact, a little bit later on. Old Chicken definitely winning on the CS so far. No big surprise, really. And Dark continues to get zoned out somewhat by aggressive. Q coming back in with a little bit of mana. Enough for the one dual breath at the very least. Can they finish this kill? Dark does have the avalanche, but looks like the right one's going to be enough. Can IG pick up that secondary kill? XXS and Baboka forced to fight up against the Earth Spirit, rolling in and continuing to harass here on mid. Making sure that this Death Prophet doesn't get camped out too much by the Tusk Gyrocopter. Both of these teams love the Gyrocopter, apparently, so well aware of what it can do. And oop, Clockwork getting dragged back into the tower. Can take a couple of shots, but nothing to cancel his TP. He's actually going for the tier 1 TP. Just gonna pop his salve, wanting to stick around a little bit longer here. He does know that the wave's just about to push, since it is bouncing off the tower. MS doing his best to try and drag the wave back, but looks like they aren't going to be able to kill the double range creep, so SRF is still going to probably grab him a relatively soon. Old Chicken isolated here on mid. Do they have enough damage? They've got him the rocket barrage, but they got the creep wave, and now Baboka is getting turned around on. It's Yuna on the Earth Spirit. They miss uphill, but Rubik with the TP finishes the kill with the Fade Bolt. That was close. Old Chicken a little bit too tanky. He even had a Fairy Fire and still 6 wand charges, so I don't think he was ever really at risk of going down there. Ill-fated attempt. Dark and gone on once again. Can he toss back aggressive? He's going to try for it. He does get Dragon Tailed up. Sends him packing, but Q might still finish this kill with the dual breath. It's level 2. Couple more auto attacks. I think it's going to do it. He does have 3 stick charges, but still just ticks down, and Tiny dead yet again.
Radiant are scanning.
Baboka comes running in here, finds the Rubik. Does have 2 points up in the Fade Bolt. Going to reduce that damage pretty significantly, but still getting chased. Baboka may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew, though, and Old Chicken coming over to grab his haster, and we'll give him second thoughts about going any further. They didn't manage to deward this ob, so Gyrocopter still getting scouted. SRF not really doing too much to pressure the farm of the Phantom Lancer, but he is in fact doing better than the Tiny is, so that's certainly good news for the IG side. Like I said, you know, they need some really strong performances this game, I think, on IG to be able to win this one. Trying to link up with the Clockwork to grab a kill up here, but I don't know if that's really going to be possible. Ball comes in, but it misses once again. Yuna, I think he's like 1 for 4 at this point, and they're actually going to potentially look for the kill on him. Baboka, Homing Missile gets immediately killed off by Old Chicken. Nicely played, and Yuna will just be able to salve himself back up. He's rolling in again, and he misses again. Observer Ward gets popped down, but there's still this sentry here. IG, do they have? Oh, they don't have any tangos or anything. Alright, they're just gonna get rid of that the old-fashioned way. Q comes over here to use the shrine all by his lonesome, just wants to keep harassing this Tiny out of bottom lane non-stop. Clockwork. How's he doing? I'm gonna with the batteries though. Being pretty aggressive, needs to be careful though. The Rubik is here. Phantom Lancer will be able to get off and get another Spirit Lance with these wand charges, and that should be SRF dead. Doesn't even make it outside of the cogs. Nice grabbing that one. Oh, they do manage to trap the Death Prophet underneath the tower. Nicely played by Baboka with the shards. Yuna doing his best to help tank the rocket barrage, but it might actually be him going down. One more touch from Baboka. Almost gets it, but just barely in time as the roll away. Tiny dies once again down bottom. Q with that double dual breath. On the early point in the Dragon Tail from Aggressive, they find that kill. Boboka, has he been stacking anymore? No, he's just been busy protecting the gyrocopter. Rubik gonna come running in here into the Clockwork. Does have the lift, but he's already a little bit low and doesn't make it outside of the cogs fast enough. Now the roll comes forward. They've also brought XXS just for good measure. Find that quick kill. But despite the 5-2 kill lead, Keen Gaming still holding on to the net worth advantage. Trying to block in the Death Prophet. If you shard just right, you can completely block off this ramp, but I think it kind of has to be at the right angle. Looking for Dark. Rubik's TP down here. Full in view of everything. There are these here, but so, toss back. Also the roll forward with the Fade Bolt damage. Looks like Aggressive. Should be brought down. Still have the lift in reserve. Man, they saw that the Rubik arrive in this lane, but not enough respect given to the burst damage of the Tiny. And also, I guess, not thinking about the fact that the Earth Spirit might be down here. Though, what? They do have a couple of wards.
Radiant's
Feels like they
top
must have
tower
had
is
some kind
under
of
attack.
idea. But Aggressive thinking he was a little bit tankier than he turned out to be. It looks like he just wants to come and grab his level 6 and push down this top tier 1 tower. Start to restrict that farming room for the Phantom Lancer a little bit because he has 50 CS. His lane is being completely uncontested. He's got a bunch of net worth. He is actually kind of rotating right now and is going to get scouted out by this Radiant Hog. So I think XSS should be okay, but Q maybe not quite so lucky. Golden Smash is going to catch him and turn around with the call down. It's going to be the end of MS's little mid lane adventure.
Structures are fortified.
Aggressive needs this wave to die fast, and Exorcism being used at the same time down bottom. Looks like it's just going to end up being a safe lane tier 1 for tier 1 tower trade. A little bit unusual, given that we're not even 10 minutes into the game. There's going to be some nice gold flowing in for both sides.
Dire's top tower is under
Can they
attack.
punish any of this? That would be great if it were possible. Dark's going to be taking over the mid lane now. They're actually going for the Clockwork down bottom. SRF TPing in here. He will be able to survive a little bit longer with the bottle sips. Laguna finds him with the roll forward. Finishes him off with the kick. Old Chicken also, not even Old Chicken securing the tower. Actually, Rubik securing that tower last hit while Phantom Lancer still able to hold on to his tower up top. Aggressive is low, but he really wants this. There's a Fade Bolt bouncing around. They are going to be TPing in the Death Prophet next. MS able to rush himself forward. Boboka still has a shard, still has a snowball. Aggressive thinking about turning around somewhat. Just going to call it a day. Earth Spirit taking the farm bottom as Death Prophet did TP all the way up here. And still Keen Gaming with that net worth and experience success. Farming up some neutral stacks. Nicely set up by his supports for him. SRF with the hook shot. Keen to go and get some kills, but like who can he really kill this game? With some backup, maybe they get the Death Prophet. I don't even think he kills Earth Spirit. Like if he rolls on Earth Spirit, he just gets kicked out of his cogs and the Earth Spirit rolls away. So tough situation.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Cute, trying to do some work with that liquid fire, but will pay for it with quite a bit of his HP. SRF gonna get wrapped around on here, probably lifted straight back into an Abatos combination. He does manage to get the cogs down, but Dark waiting at the edge, does still get pushed back. Gyrocopter TPing in, doesn't have the call down. XXS still needs another couple of seconds for that one, and doesn't even have the mana, in fact. Q also linking up with Boboka though, and it looks like they will be able to bring down Dark. Just enough IG heroes happening to be in the area to get those kills. And they will manage to punish the aggression from Keen somewhat. Just an offlane for offlane.
Radiant's middle tower.
Dragon Knight with another ultimate that he's wanting to use. Might have his sights set on this bottom tier 1 tower, though it is a little bit difficult to take that since doesn't have any backup available from his own tier 1. So instead heads to mid. We'll start working on it. Old Chicken also has another exorcism. He's keen to make something happen behind this top tier 1 tower. MS still just farming towards his Tequila Blade, I would guess. 1800 gold so far. I still think this is such a free PL game, and now they roll in on top of Aggressive. They've got the Magnetized unit getting those levels probably off the tome, and they will be able to easily burst down this Dragon Knight. Great kill for Dark to be grabbing at this stage. He is a little bit behind on the overall net worth chart, so I do want to try and spoon feed this Tiny as Blink Dagger sooner rather than later. It's gone for a pretty farmy build, maxing the toss first. So that is going to help his case somewhat. Top tower gets denied by the Death Prophet. Old Chicken spots Baboka in the trees here. They won't be able to get the lift on him. Q gonna try and run and fog them out so that he can TP, but if they find him, he is long dead, and looks like they should be able to get it. Yep, there's the immediate lift. Shouldn't have to waste too much here. Great Ball gonna get thrown out. Who will grab the kill? Alright, Rubik paying back the Death Prophet for the stolen power last hit over at bottom. God, his rolling boulder's still on cooldown, in fact. A couple of supports dying across the map. 7-7 is the kill score. Still very close. Aggressive, feeling like he's just getting bursted down too quickly by the magical damage. He's going to be going for a hood this game. But that does mean that the Gyrocopter is going to have to carry a little bit more weight in terms of doing damage. PL, alright, already 2 Blades of Alacrity.
Got it.
I don't know. I think for IG, there's kind of 2 ways that they win this game
Dyer's
at this
middle
point.
tower is under attack.
Either they win because Gyro buys
structures are
a
fortified.
really early Rapier, like I'm talking Drum, BKB, Rapier kind of territory,
Dyer's middle
or the
tower is
Phantom
under
Lancer has to
attack.
mess up a whole lot. Rubik gonna get caught out here at mid. Gonna walk in and defend, so they get the bonus kill on top of this pretty much already dead tower.
Dyer's middle
Nice
tower
gold flowing
has
in for
fallen.
XXS. So alright, he's gonna be going for the S and Y after the drum. Yuna and Dark. Oh, they would settle for this Baboka kill, but look like they actually know that they're up there. Oh, he's just got this Observer Ward. Yeah, they're gonna go for the shards. Dark getting blocked in. Yuna might still be able to turn this though. The call down coming in. Dark with the combo damage. They want this Baboka kill. They will get it. At least turn this into a little bit of a trade. Yuna gonna try for the roll away. Does he have a TP scroll? He does not, and it looks like IG might have realized this. Q's still
Radiant's
chasing, has the
bottom
ice
tower
path.
is under attack.
Yuna runs through and looks like he escapes. Alright. 9-7. Invictus Gaming, I mean, still finding a couple of kills, but still behind on the net worth. The Clockwork's still not really doing anything just yet. Blade Mail still ages away. XXS getting looked at in between his tier 1 and tier 2 tower.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
They're going to keep the PL locked down. Nope, he will be able to get the Doppelganger off. SRF tries for the hook shot, and it is a whiff. Quest going to be stolen. Baboka looking for these kills on the high ground supports. He does get the stun out onto both of them. The Exorcism's now being popped, and Old Chicken looking for the turnaround. Dragon Knight going to try for the TP out, but he gets lifted. They've got the call down going, and Aggressive does manage to make it up onto the high ground, but these Ancients are actually just destroying everybody. Old Chicken now also being focused down by them. Looks like the Prowlers may have already died, so good news there. Actually, Aggressive, not Aggressive, Old Chicken pushing too far forward. And somehow IG will still actually manage to turn that fight around. Gyrocopter, was it just Gyrocopter doing a ton of damage there? Or maybe the Macropyre? Who owned that fight? Oh yeah, okay. Macropyre owned. 1200 damage worth of Macropyre from Jakiro, 1700 damage from the Gyrocopter, and even Clockwork getting pretty involved. I thought with the Dragon Knight getting
Radiant's
bursted
middle
that
tower is
hard
under attack.
and the DP charging in with the Exorcism that they would be a-okay, but I feel like the neutrals also did quite a bit, and they did manage to bring down the PL, so there you go. Invictus Gaming now for pretty much the first time in the game, sitting on a net worth lead. SRF still trying to farm up his Blade Mail. Keen Gaming, alright, they've at least now managed to rustle up the Tiny's Blink Dagger, so pretty big power spike for them. Aggressive from the Hood of Defiance over into the Shadow Blade, gets the Mana Regen talent just to support that little bit of extra drain on his mana reserves. And Rubik looking for the random walk-in and lift at mid. If they can force the Doppelganger, they can try for something here, but I mean a little bit difficult to land. Going for it. Yuna attempting for the solo kill up top, and XSS looks like he might just find it. Oh no, the snowball is saving him. Yuna, can he get off one last rock? No, the magnetize doesn't connect. XSS saved by the beautiful snowball play. SRF might be willing to trade his life away, but he's actually still pretty survivable. Old Chicken getting locked down by the Dragon Tail. Baboka's looking for him. They've also got the punch, and then with the homing missile, they found 2 so far. The Rocket Barrage slicing through the Rubik. XSS even able to come back in once more. The Avatar's combination, it's on all 4. MS, can he now commit to this fight? Q's going to be brought down in a couple of right clicks, but no, they get the Dragon Tail onto the PL. following up. They've got the chain stun. The flare actually finishes him, and looks like now Dark will also be brought down. He does manage to get the toss back, but Baboka will have the shards in a couple of seconds, and he doesn't even need it. Aggressive finishes that kill. They will finally lose the gyrocopter, but Keen Gaming overcommitting to that fight, getting outplayed by the snowball, and Invictus Gaming managing to build up a little bit more of a lead. PL does a lot of damage at this stage, but he is still quite squishy. And as you can see, if they land that chain stun, 3 points in the ice path from Q, makes it very easy to bring him down. But for Keen Gaming, I don't think they need to get ahead of themselves here. Just let PL keep farming. He should be easily #1 on net worth this entire game. Probably try and get the level 2 exorcism for the Death Prophet. Spotted out. Yuna does manage to get the kick away, but it looks like he might just get finished off by his homing missile. Oh, he's got an urn charge. Is that only a 1-point homing missile? Alright, it is. Gonna thank his lucky stars. Uses his last urn charge to heal himself up. And Tranquil Boots getting rocket flared. Poor guy. Clockwork's still trying to finish this blade mail. My god, this hero farms slowly. And aggressive pushes out top.
Tower is under
Bunch
attack.
of creeps can do some damage to this tier 2. Rubik, why are you here? I guess he's just trying to get a couple of wards down. Looks like he's okay. The Phantom Lancer is kind of protecting him. Does manage to get a couple of obs.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, Rubik does have the lift. Also has some ice shards. Can push himself forward. He shards to block the Clockwork away, but Aggressive's still going to come in and find him. And he's trapped in an icy tomb. Shards on both sides. SRF picks up that killing spree.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
That mid tower does fall, so Keen Gaming still finding some trades. Yeah, net worth already starting to dip back in the opposite direction.
What have we here?
IG, can they take this bottom tier 1 tower? Oh, they see the Phantom Lancer, they're going to get that Dragon Tail on top of him. He's actually dropping pretty quickly. Hook shots on cooldown though, and they won't be able to follow after the doppelganger.
Dire structures are fortified.
Look, gets popped, but looks like IG here to stay. They still have enough duration left on this Dragon Tail. Get the tower kill. Old Chicken probably unwilling to commit the exorcism. He does have the 50 damage talent, so speed up his progress on this tower somewhat, but they still want to try and go for him. Clockwork's here. Gonna go for the hook. He actually connects it straight away. Gonna open up the cogs a little bit. He's got the blade mail. They've got the ice path dark in time with the avalanche to turn this fight around, but he's gonna get sent straight up with the Yules, right back down into the snowball. IG bring everybody to this fight. And it's just a repeat of the last fight that we saw in this exact same spot. They get the 2 big core kills. They save their tower. And Q still so on point with the ice path plays. His Death Prophet is just getting popped. And Tiny not really looking for these pickoffs. Like, I guess that's why the Rubik was over here trying to put down some wards, but IG have actually very quickly shoved Keen Gaming out of their side of the map. Got a nice little ward perimeter going. Looks like they managed to get maybe a D ward somewhere. And Keen Gaming gonna try and smoke up with their Phantom Lancer. I mean, he is the strongest hero gold-wise in the game, but I think dangerous to drag him away from farm. Like, once the PL gets to the point where he has, say, like a heart this game, I think he's pretty much completely untouchable. But so long as he keeps fighting in this kind of 1400 HP situation, can quite easily die. Rubik gonna come running in, does manage to get an observer ward down, so get eyes on these IG heroes, playing pretty defensively, sticking together. Oh, hook attempted by Clockwork, but blocked by a teammate. Aggressive jumping in, but gets lifted immediately. And Rubik will be able to steal the breathe fire away from him. PL, what are you doing? Just go hit some creeps, man. If they push your tier 2, you can fight them. Just please. King Gaming are so eager to fight at all times. IG smoke up. They don't have much of the dragon form left. King Gaming. I think it would be good for them to fight after the dragon form, but not while it's still up. DK not willing to go jumping up onto that high ground. Doesn't really know what's up there, even though the rocket flare did scout it out a little bit. Oh, It doesn't blink up precisely because he knows what's going on. Keen, are you really gonna exorcism for a Roshan? I really don't know what the rush is here. I don't know. I really do feel like this is a game that the Phantom Lancer can just completely take over with enough farm, but it hasn't really been farming all that much. They're going to try and punish the fact that the Dragonite ultimate is on cooldown, so they come in pushing towards mid. Flare is going to scout that everybody is over here, as unfortunately it's Clockwork pushing the bottom lane. And Keen Gaming, they kind of moved down mid, and now they're just backing up. Alright, at least the Phantom Lancer is back to farm. But the last couple of minutes could have been time that he was just farming all the while, and now the Rubik's going to get isolated on the way back. This vision around the river is actually going to prove to be lethal once again. It's not the best hookshot pickoff, but they're going to take it. And they now have the Dragon form back up, so set their sights on this tier 2 tower. They're not going to continue the push down bottom, not going to try and threaten tier 2, just staying nice and safe in the tri-camp area. But that means there's no pressure on IG to back off. They will try and pressure with Dark over a top, and looks like you should be able to get this tier 1 tower, or at least let the catapult finish it. XXS, TP's up, but just wants the farm. And Aggressive did pop his Dragon form, but they don't commit. Everybody is being so indecisive about all this. They're like, oh no, let's push. Wait, no, let's not push. Oh, let's farm. No, 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 I want to gank. Come with me. Let's smoke gank. I feel like Dark's kind of doing the right thing here. Just, shove lanes, stay in fog. PL could also just be shoving some lanes out. Has picked up an S and Y. Still #1 on net worth. I think is where he's going to stay for most of this game unless he starts getting picked off too much. Death Prophet working on the BKB.
Radiant are scanning.
Clockwork just going to try and tank up as much as he can. Takes the 5 armor talent, going to be going for a Crimson Guard. Definitely nice item to have against the Phantom Lancer. Cut down his damage by a little bit, but PL is going to queue up that heart next, so it will be difficult to deal with him a little bit later on. Maybe Aggressive after the BKB goes back for something like a Mjolnir. I think would be quite a nice option, but IG definitely just working on their double BKB timing for now. Very helpful against the Earth Spirit and pretty helpful against the Tiny too. But I mean, given that this is 21-9 on the kills, IG only being 4k ahead, I don't know. What have they caught out over here? It is actually the Death Prophet over in the river. MS now also forced to doppelganger himself away. Baboka smells blood in the water, and he's going to look for more. They also get the Dragon Tail onto the Rubik. Dark thinks about going in for a second, but he's just going to blink straight back out and then leave the Rubik for dead. Yuna's up on the high ground, doesn't want to get caught. Great hook shot from SRF. Continues the fight. It's onto MS. He's a little bit too tanky. Might get picked up in the snowball as well. They will manage to doppel him into the base. Dark also able to run his way back, but Invictus Gaming just need to wait for these creeps, and they'll be able to push up the mid lane. Creep wave is taking a little while to get here, and MS might try and sneak past and go and push out bottom or go and get some farm in the Radiant jungle, but for now, actually just gonna sit here and wait for his Death Prophet to
Dire's
respawn.
middle tower is under attack.
IG not feeling confident to continue this fight. Alright, so back to farm stations. Tiny, there's a homing missile on him, but push dash himself away. He's going to be just fine. Boko working on a blink. Any more instant lockdown that they could get against the PL, definitely going to be very important, because they do kind of have the follow-up. It's just a matter of getting that first disable. Like, if they can punch him and then they can punch him and then drop an ice path on his head, I think at that point they can ready to kill him. SRF jumping in. Doppelganger is available though. Still running forward, chasing, trying for the juke. Blade Mail gets popped. MS is going to be okay. There's more IG heroes on their way down here, and Keen Gaming also trying to run over to defend their Phantom Lancer, but yeah, no dice. Everybody's still just kind of milling around. IG, how those BKBs going? So Aggressive has his finished. Gyrocopter is 1,300 gold or so away from his, but shouldn't take him too long to finish that up. And Phantom Lancer is still steadily working towards the heart, but I don't know. I really do feel like he should be a little bit more farmed than he is at this stage of the game. And Keen Gaming going for another smoke. Do they have the BKB on the Death Prophet at least? They do. That's good news. And Invictus Gaming, they just flared over here. They might think that this high ground is unoccupied. The Dire Scan is going to reveal all of them. They're grouped up as 5. They're going to try and go in. They need to be a little bit careful. Gyrocopter doesn't have his BKB. He can't be in first. Baboka's getting focused down. Q gets down a nice Ice Path. They split up the fight with the call down as well, but Old Chicken is just charging forward. Dark getting split back. Nice cogs in the river as Aggressive is going to try and right-click onto Old Chicken, but now MS should be able to commit. He's looking at Q, but the Macropyre is doing so much damage, and he's locked down by the Ice Path. Black Cannon going to work. Yuna's still here on the backlines. They buy back on Baboka. They've got the Clockwork isolated. Old Chicken's Exorcism just doing way too much damage. SRF will cog himself in, but that's just going to be his tomb as he goes down. Yuna's looking for the Boulder Smash snipe onto XXS. He does manage to sidestep it. Looks like Baboka might be able to finish this Earth Spirit kill, but they've lost the Dragon Knight. They've lost the Clockwork. Is this going to kill him? Ooh, he just barely survives. 30 HP. But Keen Gaming, so well played. They saw the Rocket Flare come out of nowhere, and they're like, wait, they have to be smoking or something. They held their high ground. They got that scan. They had the BKB on the Death Prophet, so she was finally able to commit really hard into a fight and win it for the team. That's a little bit more like it for Keen. And now I think they just have to kind of wait for the PL's items and then go and do the same thing again. And I don't know. IG is smoking without the Gyrocopter BKB. I think if XXS had had BKB to pop there, then they just pop the double BKB and maybe they just try and right-click the Death Prophet down. But instead, we are going to have PL not even grabbing his Reaver right away. Thinking about holding on to buyback money or something? Or just waiting for his salve to run through? Alright, yeah, he was just waiting for his salve to heal him up. IG, knowing that the Exorcism is on cooldown, are going to head over towards the Roshan pit, but King Gaming are all here. It's a 5-man standoff over at the mid lane. They get the Dragon Tail on the Phantom Lancer illusion. Even more illusions in the area. 20 seconds to go on Exorcism. This is not that much of a window for IG. XXS does have his BKB now at the very least, so they think they're fighting fit. We'll see. They jump in aggressive, focusing on the Rubik so far. The callback not really going to connect on anything. The BKB has the first one popped. Rubik with the stolen snowball, buying himself another couple of seconds. Death Prophet, only 3 seconds to go on the Exorcism. Has a couple of Spirit Siphon charges and thinks about committing into this fight. They do manage to get the hook shot into the backlines, catching on to 2. MS, the Doppelganger, is now forced out. XXS with the Flat Cannon just stands his ground, but Old Chicken is stronger. Aggressive can't really do anything. His BKB is already worn down. The Ice Path from Q. Oh, and with the Macropyre, he's doing so much damage. They've killed the Phantom Lancer. They also managed to kill the Tiny, and now DP stuck in the middle of all of this. Q, I think, winning the team fight for his team. Waiting out those BKBs, lands the perfect Ice Path. So Gyrocopter just doing so much damage now that he finally has his BKB. And they will claim the 5-for-1. Death Prophet's going to buy back. They're worried about IG pushing the high ground with the Liquid Fire, but I don't even know if the Death Prophet buyback is all that scary at this point. She doesn't have the Exorcism. IG still want this. Another buyback from Tiny. Oh man, Keen just committing so much for this defense. Rubik knows that they have to try and look for something. He TP's over to the shrine, but Invictus Gaming have already made their escape. Can they catch anything on the way out? Dark's Blink Dagger is on cooldown for another couple of seconds. Q looks like he's going to be the one left behind, but they do manage to get the hook in onto the Earth Spirit. XXS ready to commit once again. He's got a double damage this time around. The Flat Cannon shots are just doing way too much. They're fighting without the Phantom Lancer. They're fighting without the Exorcism. XXS picks up the double, and those are diebacks for the, I think, for the Earth Spirit and for the Tiny. Oh my word. PL's finally back alive. The Exorcism still down for 50 seconds. And IG with a Dragon form in 5 seconds time. They do get that double damage dispelled. Nicely done with the Yule Scepter by Old Chicken, but Tier 3 should be dead, and this should be a full lane of racks. Fortunately for them, there's still Tier 2s in both of the other lanes. So they should be able to hold on to this here, but
under attack.
IG.
Dire's middle barracks.
Making some excellent fights. And I don't know. Keen Gaming just feel like they're playing their lineup in a really weird way.
Dire's middle
I think the
barracks.
Phantom Lancer should be more farmed by this point. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'm underestimating the ease with which Invictus Gaming can kill him. Like, if he gets Blink Dragon-tailed, sure, he's probably dead. At that point, the follow-up stuns will burst him down, but I don't know. I feel like he just could be split pushing and farming a little bit more. I feel like we haven't really seen MS playing in the Radiant jungle all that much. And part of that is that his supports have been getting dewarded down there. I think Rubik was trying to set up some space for him to farm in that area with this ward that he kind of planted here, but the Gyrocopter's now got himself almost 16k net worth. He's gonna have a Sacred Relic and 500 gold.
Thank you, my beauties.
What have
The IG turnarounds have just been... This turnaround here was so good. Where they're just like, oh yeah, they're chasing us outside of the base as 4 heroes, and Death Prophet isn't even really a hero without Exorcism, so let's just pick up this double damage and go for it. They got a little bit lucky, sure, with the DD, but now sitting on a... Oh my god, we went from a less than 5k net worth lead for pretty much the entire game. Now it's a 15k net worth lead off of that 1 lane of Rax, plus all of the buybacks and diebacks. King Gaming, what are they going to do? They go for a smoke. Does Phantom Lancer have his heart yet? Looks like he should. Alright. Should hopefully be able to commit to these fights a little bit more heavily. What are they doing? Why is this game just 5v5 mid all the time? Nobody's split pushing, nobody's shoving the lanes. There's just creeps doing their own thing. What is happening? Clockwork's got his Crimson Guard. He's got a pipe as well.
Do it with flair.
To help quite a bit against the Phantom Lancer's damage. XXS. Alright, not going to go for the Nullifier. Has instead opted for the Butterfly. Armor definitely going to be nice against the Death Prophet, and the evasion going to be annoying for that Phantom Lancer. Also plenty of damage. IG now the ones to go for the smoke. They head up towards top. What do they see? They haven't spotted anyone yet. They will see the Death Prophet over at the Wave. Dark. Ready with the Force Staff to try and help out. Phantom Lancer's also here. Can they get him first? They won't be able to get him with the Dragon Tail. He gets up the Doppelganger. He's disengaging for now. The BKB gets forced out of aggressive. SRF jumping in onto Yuna, but a nice lift from the Rubik keeps him out of the fight. Dark Force Staffing himself backwards. His old chicken pops the Exorcism, and they look to commit onto this Tusk. He might be able to get the Snowball off and by a couple of seconds. They're kiting this out nicely. The DK, BKB already down as well. Tusk blinking his way into the trees. Will be brought down, but IG disengage. Exorcism now on cooldown, so they might be able to go back in 60 seconds, but Keen Gaming know that they can't waste this opportunity. Exorcism still helping them bring down the Roshan. Phantom Lancer also going to work. Q. So the Ice Path ready. Aggressive still has a tiny bit of Dragon Form left as well. Now the Exorcism is over. Subtract Death Prophet from the fight. Dark going to try and tank the gank here so that they can get the Roshan. No, actually it's the Phantom Lancer jumping outside of the pit straight into the Ice Path. He doesn't have the Doppelganger anymore. He just has to try and retreat, but Aggressive is chasing him down. They get a nice lift out of the Rubik, keeping Aggressive back. He won't get that Dragon Tail off. XXS also taking some pretty big damage now. The Magnetize doing good work. Roshan's not dead just yet. SRF whiffs wildly on that hook shot as IG retreat back to their shrine. They're healing back up. Keen Gaming doing the same. They do have the heart on the Phantom Lancer. SRF charging forward. Another call down. Doppelganger forced out. MS not committing to the fight. SRF's already They get the Dragon Tail onto the Death Prophet. Can the lift from the Rubik be enough this time around? It won't be. And the Ice Path catches onto 2. Q making the plays, keeping them locked down. Dark can't really commit, and the Phantom Lancer is also still just tiptoeing around the edge of the fight. MS doesn't really seem like he's willing to commit here. He maybe thinks about going on Q in the backlines, but they've just got homing missile after homing missile chasing after Dark. One more call down for good measure here from XXS. It took the minus 25 seconds call down talent. It's doing so much work. The Phantom Lancer is the only one left alive. Dragon Tail is going to catch him. They've got another Ice Path in 1 second. He does doppel up onto the high ground. PL surviving, but it just doesn't feel like he's doing any damage. He will now chase down after SRF, but he's just way too tanky with the Crimson Guard. SRF going to TP home. IG resetting the fight. Should be able to go over and finish off this Roshan. He has healed back up a little bit.
illusion?
like this will be IG's to claim. No buybacks available on Keen.
Is under attack.
What can they even do? Maybe a Tusk Aegis Steel is going to keep them in the game here. Aegis on the Gyrocopter. Dragon Knight is going to be going back for that Mjolnir after the SNY.
Dire's bottom tower is
In
under
gaming,
attack.
they're going to sit back and lick their wounds for a little bit, but they're now down 22k net worth. The Phantom Lancer, the only sort of blip of
Dire's
hope
middle tower is under attack.
at this point, but I don't know, he's just struggling to do anything in the fights. In theory, the heart is supposed to be like, oh, I go in, I kill the Jakiro, I doppelganger out, I reset, you know, get my heart regen going. Instead, Invictus Gaming are just fighting as this clump, and PL really seems to be struggling to do anything. Now we've got the Butterfly on the Gyrocopter, gonna go for a Satanic shortly after that. Dark still just pretty much the utility Tiny. Hasn't been able to burst down the supports really at all on the IG side. They're even pretty tanky. Got an 1800 HP Jakiro. Q is so farmed. Look at him. He's only 1k gold behind the Death Prop. The IG support's doing very nicely.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
I think the total damage from the Jakiro is way up there in this game. Both tower damage and his hero damage. Q has landed some really nice macro pyres.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
I'm even tempted to call Q the MVP for the team. Like, I feel like he's actually, relative to his net worth, he's actually had the highest teamfight contribution. Also, Invictus Gaming probably showing off why both of these two teams favor the Gyrocopter as much as they do. He has been doing a ton of work, and they just can't really seem to focus him down. Probably a bit too tanky at this point for that. And SRF managing to keep up on the farm in this Clockwork. Somewhat unusual, but I guess they've just been team fighting so much. Like, I guess this is the kind of situation that Clockwork thrives in. Invictus is chasing after the Tiny. He's already used his Force Staff. He's trapped inside the Cauldron, gets pushed back by the Cogs. They don't have everybody here just yet. MS is going to try and focus onto the Gyrocopter. He's tanky, and he's got the Aegis. He's already losing life. They've figured out the real one, and X successfully gets the incidental kill on the Rubik. He dies to the Flat Cannon. They send the Phantom Lancer up, looking to set up for the Ice Path. They won't quite get it. The Macropyre is burning him down. MS trying to make his escape, but he's being chased after by the Snowball. Will that damage connect? Oh, they've actually focused on the Death Prophet on the other side of this fight. He's going to Yules herself for a couple of seconds, but I think XXS happy to just sit here with the right clicks. The Exorcism is doing decent damage. Gyrocopter going to lose his Aegis. MS trying to find a good target, but he runs straight into the Ice Path. Q tries with the Glimmer Cape to survive. Aggressive is pretty low, but he's at least reducing the damage, reducing the attack speed. Can they actually focus down this Phantom Lancer? They somehow managed to get the stun onto the right one. XXS with the homing missile, doing the work. Aggressive still having the Dragon Tail as well to follow it up. They bring down the Phantom Lancer, the buyback onto the Earth Spirit, but it's an Earth Spirit and a no Exorcism Death Prophet left to defend. The other Keen Gaming heroes are now respawning, but XXS still in fighting shape. Clockwork low on mana, but just running interference. They will get the Boulder Smash add onto 2. Nicely done. Dark also committing onto the Gyrocopter, but he now gets the BKB up. The Crimson Guard also popped. Old Chicken dying to the Flat Cannon, as is Dark. Yuna's hiding in the trees. What can he really do? Boboka's now found him. They do need to focus down Old Chicken, but it looks like the spill is going to be enough damage. IG now at a 29k lead, and I think despite having the better draft, Keen Gaming just getting out-executed in these team fights. They couldn't, I don't know, they couldn't quite seem to decide if they needed to fight or if they needed to farm. That first fight with the Death Prophet BKB worked out great, but after that point, it was all the IG show. Oh man. And I think the Clockwork, I actually really like the decisions that he made item-wise. Like, going for the armor talent, going for the Crimson Guard. The way that IG played these fights was just like, whatever. We don't care about Exorcism. We're all just going to sit here and we're going to tank it together and we're going to split the damage. And Keen Gaming just couldn't really seem to burst anyone. There were Snowball saves, there were Glimmer Cape saves. And with that, IG will be advancing to your grand finals of the StarLadder I-League Season 5 China Qualifiers to face off against LGD for that coveted LAN spot. Keen Gaming eliminated. I guess better luck next time for them, unfortunately. I think there are still other qualifiers going on. I don't know their position in any of the other qualies going on right now, but they might still have an opportunity to qualify to a LAN a little bit later on. But yeah, I don't know. First game they had draft issues, and then I think second game they just kind of had leadership issues. I don't think they should be trying to bring their Phantom Lancer for smokes. That really should just be the Rubik Tiny Earth Spirit looking for those pickoffs. So, anyway, that's going to wrap it up for my coverage here for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I will be back at, what's it, 7? Is it 7 o'clock China time? No, it's 5 o'clock China time. 7 o'clock Brisbane time, if you happen to be in Queensland. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the coverage. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my name is just down in the title of the stream. Would appreciate your support. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for the grand finals. Best of 3. Invictus Gaming versus LGD. Should be a pretty good match. I think LGD slightly favored overall. Expecting them to take the series, but should probably be a 2-1. So definitely some good Dota there. There's also still, because we're just in this craziness, so much Dota going on at the moment. I'm going to go watch Dream League. There's still some DPL going on if China Dota is really your jam. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you for some more Dota action sometime soon.